Hey guys, welcome back to Explore. Today we'll talk about how you can make your first 100k. Let's head into it. Number 1, knowing your taxes. To begin saving, you don't need to be a tax specialist, but you should be aware of how much of your profits would be paid to the government. In 2020, income of $137,700 or less is subject to a 6.2% Social Security payroll tax. In 2021, the threshold raises to $142,800. A 1.45% Medicare payroll tax applies to all income levels. Employers pay an extra 6.2% for Social Security and 1.45% for Medicare for each employee on the payroll. One self-employed people would pay the total tax of 15.3% on their own. The good news is that half of your payroll taxes are exempt from your income taxes, but many Americans still pay much more than their declared income tax bracket would suggest. Despite being higher in actual dollars, the tax burden is a proportion of discretionary income starts to decline as you become wealthier. In other words, if you earn $800,000 and pay $350,000 in taxes, you will take a significant hit to your cost of living, but your standard of living will remain high. However, if you earn $20,000 and pay $2,800 in taxes, the quality of living and ability to invest will suffer significantly. Each year, you can put pre-tax or tax-deductible funds into a standard IRA or 401k account to prepare for retirement under the Internal Revenue Code. For example, if you contribute $5,000 to a 401k and are in the 24% tax bracket, you won't have to pay $1,200 in federal income taxes on that money because, at least for now, the government doesn't exist. If you use the same amount of money to pay bills, you'd end up with just 76 cents on the dollar, after taxes of course. Number 2, chase the money. Take advantage of 401k matching if your company provides it. If you get a dollar for dollar match on donations equaling 5% of your earnings and you receive $30,000 per year, you'll get $1,500 in bonus match money deposited into your account. You were given $1,500 by your boss, you spent $5,000, and you saved $1,200 in taxes. So, if you put $5,000 into your 401k, you would have a total of $6,500 working for you. That's $2,750 more you'd get if you took $5,000 out of your paychecks, paid taxes on it, and invested it in a brokerage account. Number 3, create income just for investments. Growing your income is one way to save more money. Maybe you could freelance on the side and earn a few $100s per month if you have a talent or skill. If you're paid on an hourly basis, you'll be able to work some overtime. You might put your extra money into blue chip stocks, for example, and build up a large position over time, as opposed to buying a large number of shares at once. Dollar cost averaging will lower the average price you pay per share. You can finance your investments without sacrificing your day-to-day life by taking in more capital rather than only reducing expenses. That's crucial because you'll be more likely to stick to the plan if you don't feel deprived. The majority of citizens accumulate money in small increments. If you put aside $10 a day for retirement, you'll have more than $200,000 in 25 years if you earn a 6% annual return. Number 4, manage the liability side of your balance sheet. Growing your income is critical, but don't forget about the liability side on your personal balance sheet. When you're paying 20% interest on credit card debt, it makes no sense to invest in stocks or bonds. Prior to committing all your assets to stocks, focus on paying off high interest debt. On the other hand, if the interest rate on a student loan or mortgage is very good, focusing on paying off the debt is possibly a mistake. After taking into account inflation, decreased tax savings, and the opportunity cost of not investing in more appealing properties, paying off this debt instead of investing could result in hundreds of thousands of dollars in lost wealth over time. Number 5, reinvest all dividends. Reinvesting dividends rather than taking cash is one of the most important things you can do to boost your stock market returns. Although it might be tempting to spend a dividend check on something enjoyable, reinvesting dividends in the stock that paid them is always the best option. This recommendation is for business businesses that have a long history of paying dividends and, even better, increasing them on a regular basis. If a company's dividend has recently been slashed, you may want to consider selling the stock and investing the proceeds in a company with a better dividend history. Number 6, keep costs low and consider indexing. It's important to keep the investment costs down when attempting to hit the $100,000 mark. That's why it may be a good idea to start investing in a low-cost index fund offered by an industry leader like Vanguard or Fidelity. Index funds follow the success of a benchmark index, such as the S&P 500 index. Index funds have very low annual expenses. They should be less than 0.15% of the assets and can be as low as 0.015%. This is because it costs less for the fund manager to actually mimic an index rather than actively selecting stocks. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you have enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen, as I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.